Welcome to today's news. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Here are the latest trending news stories from across the globe. Let's dive into today's top headlines. Trump ends Biden-era migrant program, Cuban-American Republicans divided. Vance changes Greenland visit plan after Danish criticism. Four U.S. soldiers died in training accident in Lithuania near Belarus border. Biden's ghost gun regulation receives Supreme Court approval, aims to curb gun violence. Dan Governor wins a special election in Pennsylvania, secures Democratic control of State House. U.S. religious panel calls for sanction on India's raw over 6 separatist plots. Governor Hochul announced $200 million investment to create over 1,800 jobs in New York. Prince Harry resigned as Sentable patron after leadership conflict. U.S. congratulated Bangladesh on Independence Day. Canada election faced allegations of Indian interference. South Korea wildfires killed 24 people and forced thousands to evacuate. And Iga Swiatek got extra security after harassment at Miami Open. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. The Trump administration recently ended a program that allowed thousands of Cuban immigrants to stay legally in the U.S. This decision created challenges for Cuban-American Republicans who strongly supported Trump but now face pressure from their community. The program started by President Biden allowed migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela to stay for 2 years if they had a financial sponsor. More than 500,000 people used it, with Cubans making up the largest group. Miami-Dade County, home to over 1 million Cuban Americans, has been a key Republican stronghold. Trump won the county in 2024, receiving 70% of the Cuban American vote. Many Cuban American politicians in Florida now struggle to respond to the administration's decision. Some, like U.S. Representative Maria Elvira Salazar, blamed Biden while urging Trump not to punish affected migrants. Senator Rick Scott focused on concerns about Venezuelan migrants. Others remained silent. The changes are set to take effect on April 24. Experts believe Cuban Americans have the political power to push back, but so far they have not. Vice President J.D. Vance said he would visit Greenland this week with his wife, Usha Vance, as part of a U.S. delegation. The visit schedule was changed after backlash from Greenland and Denmark. Vance, along with National Security Advisor Mike Waltz and Energy Secretary Chris Wright, will now travel to the U.S. Pitufik Space Base instead of visiting Greenlandic heritage sites and the National Dog Sled Race. The change reduced tensions with Copenhagen, which had criticized the original national plan. We want to strengthen Greenland's security because it's important for the world, Vance said in a video on X. He added that past US leaders ignored Greenland for too long. Denmark, which controls Greenland's foreign and defense policy, had expressed frustration. Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen welcomed the revised visit, calling it a better approach. Earlier this week, President Donald Trump again suggested the US could take control of Greenland, saying it was crucial for national security. Greenland's recent election saw all candidates opposing US ownership. The pro-business Democratic Party won but has not yet formed a government. Trump's administration continues discussions on future relations with Greenland. 4 US Army soldiers died during a training exercise in Lithuania, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte said. He spoke in Poland while confirming the incident. Earlier, the US Embassy in Vilnius announced on social media that the soldiers had gone missing during training. It thanked Lithuania's military and police for helping in the search. A US official confirmed that the soldiers were involved in a training accident but did not give more details. The news about 4 American soldiers dying in Lithuania is terrible, Rutte said. It is still early and we do not have all the details. Our thoughts are with their families. The soldiers went missing near Pabred, close to Lithuania's border with Belarus, a country allied with Russia. The US Embassy did not say when they disappeared. The soldiers belonged to the 1st Brigade, 3rd Infantry Division, and were doing scheduled tactical training. Lithuanian news outlet Delphi reported that they went missing with a tracked vehicle, likely a tank or armored personnel carrier. The US military is expected to investigate the cause of the accident. The Supreme Court upheld a Biden administration rule regulating ghost guns, which are firearms that lack serial numbers. The 7-2 decision supports the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives rule, treating unfinished gun kits as firearms under federal law. The rule requires manufacturers of such kits to follow the same rules as commercial gun makers, including background checks and serial number markings. Justice Neil Gorsuch, writing for the majority, explained that the law allows ATF to regulate weapon parts kits. However, Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito dissented, arguing that the rule oversteps congressional authority. Gun control advocates hailed the decision, stating it would help reduce gun violence. The rule, effective since 2022, aimed to combat crimes involving ghost guns, which are harder to trace due to the lack of serial numbers. The Justice Department reported a decrease in ghost gun crimes since its implementation. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Democrat Dan Governor won a special election in western Pennsylvania, keeping the state house under Democratic control by a single seat. Governor defeated Republican Chuck Davis in a district southeast of Pittsburgh, filling the seat left vacant by the death of Democratic Representative Matthew Gurgley. Before the election, the state house was deadlocked at 101-101. With governor's victory, Democrats maintained their majority, allowing them to keep Joanna McClinton as House Speaker. Governor, a long-time police officer and current supervisor of detectives in McSport, said his goal was to maintain common sense in Harrisburg. Democratic National Committee Chair Ken Martin emphasized that this victory would help Democrats stand up to President Trump's policies, expand job opportunities, and strengthen schools and communities in Pennsylvania. Governor's victory highlights the ongoing trend of Democratic success in a special election since they flipped control of the House in 2023. The U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom said India's treatment of minorities had worsened and recommended sanctions against India's external spy agency RAW over alleged involvement in assassination plots against Sikh separatists. In its latest report, the panel also criticized Vietnam for tightening control over religious activities. It recommended designating Vietnam as a country of particular concern, similar to India. Washington has viewed India as a key counter to China's growing influence, leading analysts to believe the U.S. government is unlikely to impose sanctions on RAW. The panel's recommendations are not binding, making it uncertain if any action will follow. The U.S. has strengthened ties with both India and Vietnam in recent years, prioritizing strategic interests over human rights concerns. While the report raised alarms, it remains to be seen whether the Biden administration will take any steps against India or Vietnam in response. Governor Kathy Hochul announced economic development awards to 14 companies aiming to generate nearly $200 million in capital investments and support 1,833 jobs in New York State. The New York Power Authority approved these awards, including Recharge NY Power allocations for 11 firms and hydropower allocations for businesses in Erie and Cortland counties. Microbird, an electric school bus manufacturer, received a 640 kilowatt Recharge NY Power allocation to expand production in Plattsburgh. Big Hurt Pet Brands and Rosina Food Products secured low-cost Niagara hydropower for facility expansions, creating over 110 jobs. The village of Marathon also received hydropower to support Square Deal Machining's growth. NYPL leaders emphasized the impact of low-cost power on job creation and economic growth. New York's clean energy investments continue to drive manufacturing, transportation, and green economy development. These projects are expected to strengthen local economies and create more job opportunities in the state. Now it's time for global updates. Prince Harry stepped down as a patron of Centebelle, a charity he co-founded in 2006 to support children with HIV/AIDS in Southern Africa. He said he was in shock over leaving the charity, which he established in honor of his late mother, Princess Diana. Harry and co-founder Prince Seeiso of Lesotho resigned in solidarity with 5 trustees who also stepped down. The dispute involved Centebelle's chairwoman, Sophie Chandoka, who refused to leave despite being asked. She accused her colleagues of poor governance and workplace misconduct. In April 2024, Centebelle changed its focus from HIV/AIDS support to youth health, wealth, and climate resilience. The UK Charity Commission is reviewing concerns about the organization's governance. Harry had been closely linked to Centebelle for years. Now he remains a patron of only a few charities after leaving his royal duties in 2021. The situation raised questions about the future of Centebelle's leadership and mission. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. The United States congratulated Bangladesh on its Independence Day and expressed support for its future. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio sent a message saying the U.S. stood with Bangladesh in its journey toward a bright and democratic future. On behalf of the U.S., Rubio extended warm wishes to the people of Bangladesh as they celebrated Independence Day. He said this celebration came at an important time as the interim government prepared the nation for upcoming elections. Rubio reaffirmed the U.S. commitment to working together to strengthen security and economic development. He said the U.S. looked forward to continuing its partnership with Bangladesh in the Indo-Pacific region. The U.S. government emphasized the strong relationship between the two nations and expressed hope for a peaceful and prosperous future for Bangladesh. Officials said they would keep working closely with Bangladesh on important global and regional issues. Canada's federal election campaign faced allegations of foreign interference, with officials warning that India, China, Pakistan and Iran attempted to influence the vote. Intelligence agencies reported that disinformation campaigns, including artificial intelligence tools, targeted voters. Earlier this year, Canada's spy agency revealed that China had spread false information about Liberal candidate Chrystia Freeland's leadership bid. India was also accused of interfering in the 2022 Conservative leadership race to help Pierre Poilievre, though he denied any involvement. Chandra Arya, a former Liberal MP, was disqualified from running after concerns over his ties to India. Reports said he met Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi last year without informing the Canadian government. Prime Minister Mark Carney dismissed claims that foreign interference delayed his party's candidate's selection. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump's trade war and threats against Canada raised additional concerns. However, Canada's election officials said they had not identified any specific threats from the U.S. South Korea's worst wildfires burned across the country's southeast, killing at least 24 people and forcing nearly 30,000 to evacuate. Strong winds and dry weather helped the fire spread rapidly, destroying at least 300 buildings, including the 1,000-year-old Gyeongsa Buddhist temple. Firefighters were still battling 6 active wildfires. Authorities in Andong ordered evacuations near the Haho Folk Village, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Many historic wooden buildings were at risk. Acting President Han Duck-soo said the damage was worse than previous wildfires, and crews worked with helicopters to control the flames. Some rain was expected soon, which might help efforts. The fires also killed many farm animals and pets. The rescue group We Act saved 13 dogs suffering from burns and smoke inhalation. The organization vowed to keep saving animals. Officials warned that strong winds could cause more damage, and firefighting teams continued working to put out the fires. Let's have a look on today's sports story. World number 2 Iga Swiatek received extra security after a fan verbally abused her during a practice session at the Miami Open. The man reportedly shouted personal insults about her family and had sent her abusive messages online before. Swiatek's team reported the incident, calling it a case of online aggression turning into real-world harassment. Tournament organizers and the WTA increased security around Swiatek, who was scheduled to play Philippine wildcard Alexandra Ayala in the quarterfinals. A spokesperson for Swiatek said security teams monitored threats closely and that hate speech and harassment could not be tolerated. The WTA also confirmed that player safety was a top priority and that strict security measures were in place. This incident happened a little over a month after a fan was removed from the Dubai Championship for disturbing Emma Raducanu. Officials assured that such issues would be handled quickly to protect players. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 19,678.44. The NYSE Composite is decreased by 25.77 points or 0.13%. Tokyo stock close price is 38,027.29. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 246.75 points or 0.65%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,368.70. The Shanghai index is decreased by 1.28 points or 0.04%. Hong Kong stock close price is 23,483.32. The Hang Seng index is increased by 139.07 points or 0.60%. Bombay stock close price is 77,288.50. The Sensex index is decreased by 728.69 points or 0.93%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Trump ends Biden-era migrant program, Cuban-American Republicans divided. Vance changes Greenland visit plan after Danish criticism. Four U.S. soldiers died in training accident in Lithuania near Belarus border. Biden's ghost gun regulation receives Supreme Court approval, aims to curb gun violence. Dan Governor wins a special election in Pennsylvania, secures Democratic control of State House. U.S. religious panel calls for sanction on India's raw over 6 separatist plots. Governor Hochul announced $200 million investment to create over 1,800 jobs in New York. Prince Harry resigned as Sentable patron after leadership conflict. US congratulated Bangladesh on Independence Day. Canada election faced allegations of Indian interference. South Korea wildfires killed 24 people and forced thousands to evacuate. And Iga Swiatek got extra security after harassment at Miami Open. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all smart TVs and Roku TV, Amazon TV, Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jadoo TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.